Hello, my beautiful friends. This is Crystal Rose Insights, here to do readings for the energies leading into January 2018. We're kind of in this transition time between the solstice and the new year, and I've definitely been feeling a lot of ramping up of energies. So I thought today would be a great day to do a reading for coming into the new year for the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. So today, assisting us in this is going to be our this beautiful Aqua Aura quartz. Now, this is a beautiful stone. This is actually a quartz point that they laser and infuse onto the surface gold. So it's a high vibration, what they call a man-made stone, but it maintains incredible high vibration, and it's a very good stone for connecting to the psychic gifts, communication, angel communication. And it actually, I just was reading about it before I did this video, and it actually is here to support the ascension of the consciousness of the planet. So I don't think I've done a video with this one before, but I thought it was a perfect one for today, and it's going to be assisting us here with our reading. So first I'm going to call in, I've already done some meditating. I'm going to call in all the Ascended Masters, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Metatron, all of the light beings here to support the twin flame journey, soulmate journeys. And this is a general reading, so please do take the information that resonates for you and leave the rest. It's my intention that everyone who takes the time to watch any of my readings gets a message that's appropriate for them, that really resonates with them and that means something specific. So it doesn't even matter what time or when you watch this video, because if you're for whatever reason called to watch it or click on it, then that is when you are intended to hear those messages. So I'm going to start now with, the energies going into the new year. What is it that the current energies are? I'm going to start with the Divine Masculine. I'm probably going to break this up into a few smaller videos. But we're going to start with the energies for the Divine Masculine, please. Okay, so the first card is the overall energy of the Divine Masculine, and we get the King of Fire. The next is how he's currently seeing his Divine Feminine, how he's feeling about her, and he gets the Knight of Air. How he's currently seeing the relationship, which is the Chariot, Major Arcana. Beautiful. The next is, what is his current challenge? Is the Eight of Fire. The next is what is hidden, like what's hidden from the Divine Feminine. And we get the Wheel of Fortune, another Major Arcana. The next card is what does he currently want you to know, which is the Three of Air. And lastly is what does he need from you, the Divine Feminine, right now? It's the Nine of Air. Okay. Interesting spread. So we have a lot of air. We've got pretty much air, major arcanas, and fire. So the energy at the bottom of the deck is the Six of Fire. So the overall energy for the reading and the theme of the reading for the Divine Masculine here is the Six of Fire, which means he's emerging out of this phase of being through the battle. So the Six is an indication of victory, completion of the unconditional love of the twin flames. So the fact that this is the theme of the energy, I think it's interesting this energy came up the last couple readings I did for where the Divine Masculine is at. And it's so crazy how these happen this way, where the same cards keep coming through with the messages and they're so clear and consistent. So, that's right now the overall energy for this reading. So what is the overall energy for the Divine Masculine right now, which is the King of Fire? So he's very much in a place where he's feeling like he's done a really good job of getting through some of the the challenging energies of action. So this is to where I feel like he's been doing a lot of things to support his growth, to get through the things that challenges he's been facing, and he's feeling pretty good about it. Like he's feeling as though he's moved through from the younger energies through to where he's the king. And this is where he is feeling like his overall energy is that of the leader. You know, the King of Fire is obviously very passionate, very charismatic. He's very motivational. So this is a man who has gone through his lessons and like gone through some battles. I mean, of course, we're never ever done with our lessons, right? We're never done with our lessons. However, this is a really good energy for the Divine Masculine overall. And he's feeling really ambitious. So that's a really interesting card to have there for that. Now, what is he currently thinking of his Divine Feminine when he thinks of her? And it's the Knight of Air. So this is movement forward, but that's also very strategic thinking. So when he's thinking of his Divine Feminine, he's definitely wanting to move forward with her, but he's also being very thoughtful. He's not just rushing forward with the passion of the wands or the fire. I mean, he's being very thoughtful. And he's carefully reviewing his options. This is, again, has been a card that has come up so often in my readings for where he is right now. And as much as I do this, I don't say like I'm in awe of the process, but it's amazing how the energies are staying really consistent through the different readings I'm doing. So, you know, things are happening quickly. However, he's also just wanting to take time to really to be thoughtful and strategic with his moves, okay? So when he's thinking about her, he's trying to figure out what his next steps are to move things forward, okay? Yeah, okay, so I'm just getting a message where he's looking up to the heavens, okay? So this is very interesting because the air is all about thinking. However, he's looking straight up into the heavens here and like moving forward, and he's got the light of the unicorn leading the way, but he's got his sword of truth and clarity as well. Yet he's still just looking up to the heavens because he knows that there's a real spiritual component here, that he's moving forward, but he's also not quite sure how to handle this side of it, but he's willing to learn and willing to move forward and figure it out as he goes. That's the message I keep hearing with this card. So how he's thinking about the relationship right now is the Chariot. So pretty awesome and consistent energies here, right? So he's wanting to move this relationship forward. He's wanting to move forward in victory, and because he understands that this is a real spiritual journey that he's on. And if you see here in the Chariot, he's getting pulled by two horses, the shadow and the light, which we all have our light and our dark sides. We have our light being, we have our shadow side. We also have the yin yang, we have the masculine feminine. So he wants to move the relationship forward because he understands the spiritual nature of this union, and he's willing to go forward, and he wants to be victorious. So it's a beautiful card together, the mirroring happening between what he's feeling about his Divine Feminine, but also how he's seeing the relationship. They're both forward action. And here's what's interesting too. Look at this. They're moving towards each other. The way they're situated in the spread. So this knight is moving forward towards this gentleman on the Chariot. And they're both horses going upward to the heavens, which, that's pretty crazy mirroring. I'm just kind of taking it all in. So I love that. Okay. So what is his current challenge right now is the Eight of Fire. I mean, things are happening really quickly right now. I know a lot of the energies of the Divine Masculine is that they've been processing a lot of spiritual learning and growth in a pretty short period of time. And, his challenge is that there's a lot happening in his life, and it's kind of been ramping up to this phase. And there's been a lot of, it's like he's juggling a lot of ball. I keep getting the image of someone juggling a lot of balls in the air, or they're spinning the plates and, you know, kind of making sure they all stay spinning and not fall to the ground. And that's the energy I get from this card for him, for the Eight of Fire. But I'm going to check also on any additional things that come up with that. So, you know, his challenges is very, and again, I swear I feel like I've done this reading before. I'm having such a deja vu, because these cards are so similar. But, you know, his challenge is he's got so much on his plate, and that he's just feeling a little harried. You know, these are good things, like good changes, good things happening, because the eights are about abundance. And also I always see the eights in the twin journey as a representative of the relationship and the union. And it's a little bit chaotic for him right now. So a lot of good changes happening, but things are a little bit, he'd like them to be a little bit more organized and a little bit more planned out, but that's just not the way the universe works. You know, it's almost like, you know, the dam breaks and all these things start happening, and you're just kind of trying to make everything work, and you're just going more on instinct than on logic. So that's the energy I get from this. And, you know, the challenge for him is we don't want his emotions to carry him away. Okay, so we need to stay grounded. He needs to stay a little grounded and make sure that he's doing some sort of conscious work to make sure that he doesn't let the emotions take over, which is very possible with that. But that's really, so that's, again, extremely consistent with the messages I've been getting. So what is currently hidden right now, which is the Wheel, which is what's currently hidden from the Divine Feminine is that this process between the two of you is moving forward, but you just don't have evidence of it yet. So what's hidden from you is that the Wheel of Fortune is turning. There are things balancing, things happening, karma, destiny, divine timing is all moving forward, but you're not seeing the evidence yet. And, you know, it's a time of positive change, situation suddenly moving forward, fortune is on your side, and it's a 10, which is a completion. So it feels like all of this has been going on with the Divine Masculine and kind of getting ready to move forward with this, moving forward with his feminine, moving forward with the relationship. He's completing a bunch of things. It's moving forward, good positive changes, a little chaotic. But the Divine Feminine doesn't see any evidence of any sort of moving forward in the relationship. But the fact that it's a major arcana coming up both with the relationship as well as what's hidden from her, these are big messages, okay? These are very big messages between the Chariot wanting to move forward, destiny, karma, things happening, and things moving into where they're supposed to be, both major arcanas. So those of you feminines watching this video, take heed. You know, there's a lot happening and moving forward, and kind of just realize that there's a lot under the surface that you may not be actually seeing, and that's okay. All right. So the next is, what does he want you to know right now, which is the Three of Air, is that he's in a place right now where even though these changes are really good, really, really good in his life, some of them may be painful. There might be breaking down of paradigms and of sadness, or, you know, grieving relationships that, you know, didn't turn out the way that they were supposed to, or just that he's ready to move on to more, and that it's still sad for them. If you know, if the Divine Masculine's with any sort of soulmate or karmic partner, it's not always an easy thing to leave. And what he wants you to know is that he's in this place of needing to have a little time to heal. Yes, these changes are positive and there's a lot happening, but he's asking for some patience here with this card in this position. Excuse me, I'm sorry for my coughing. So he wants you to know that he's needing to take his time to heal, and And he wants you to understand that as there's a lot happening here and you're kind of wanting the evidence, he's still saying, yeah, there's stuff happening, but I'm still going through this. So please bear with me. And the next is, what does he want from his divine feminine right now, which is the Nine of Air. So the Nine of Air is a card of extremes, and a lot of times it can be somebody being very fatalistic and assuming the worst and everything's just going to crap. And there's a lot of, it says here, you know, expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecies, sleepless nights. So what he's asking for from his divine feminine right now is to be that positive light for him, to be the one to remind him that there's good coming that that he can't see also right now. So he's going through this sadness and this grieving, but he needs the divine feminine to remind him that this is nearing the end of completion. So where he's needing some time to heal, he wants to draw on her strength in the 5D more than anything right now. Okay, so even if you're not in communication, and many twins are not in actual communication right now, that doesn't mean that on a 5D level, on a soul level, on a heart level, that you can't send him support and love to help him go through this process. To remind him that, hey, you're almost at the end of this cycle here, and I'm here to remind you that the 10 is just around the corner, completing something that's maybe challenging. So, it's crazy how much there is a mirroring in the messages, because remember, the overall theme here is the 6 of Fire, which is victory. There is victory in coming through that battle victorious together. And of course I'm looking here, and here's the 9 of Fire underneath. It just caught my eye, which is about protecting what you believe in and having courage to continue and complete. So we've got the 9 and the 9 here. A lot of fire, a lot of passion. But it's also, remember, the fire is about action too. So it's not just about having the passion, but it's about taking action in our lives and not just being passive participants. It's taking action to move things forward. Excuse me while I get a drink of water. Okay, so what I want to do now is pull some energy cards for, because this is how he's seeing the divine feminine right now and the relationship and all that. But what I'd like to do is pull a few cards on where he is in the 3D. So where is he consciously? Because I think we all understand, you know, on a soul level, there's this dynamic, but most people want to know, you know, what is he aware of? Is he aware of this consciously? Is he, you know, on a soul level, I know he's aware of it. However, does he get it in the 3D? So what I'm going to do is pull a couple cards now to clarify on where he is in the 3D right now, in the physical plane, compared to these energies, which are the higher self, 5D, heart space energies. So I'm going to pull cards on each of these for where he is in the 3D physical world right now. So I'm going to pull 7 cards. So I'm going to pull a clarifier for each of these for where he is in the physical. So here we get opportunity beckons in his overall energy. What is he thinking of her right now? Love abounds. Oh, I love that card. What is he thinking of the relationship right now? Feeling alone. What's his current challenge? Major Arcana. Master. Yep. Of course it is. What is currently hidden from you is another Major Arcana, lead. And what does he want you to know? Clarification on the 3 of Air, Crown Chakra. And what does he want from you right now? Divine Feminine, well-deserved reward. Okay. And again, underneath, we have another Major Arcana, which is the Seek card. Beautiful. So, the overall energy here is he's going within, he's connecting to his divinity. He's surrendering to this process. He's opened his arms wide because he wants to he wants to receive the divine guidance. And what I love about this card, every time I see this, I'm so drawn to these two blue birds, which always are to me the twins. And it's the 9 card, so it's the card of nearing completion with that phase of his journey. And the 9 is the Hermit card. So he's the overall energy and the physical, and because this makes so much sense, is in the physical 3D. He's being the hermit. He's not surfacing. He's probably not in communication very much, or if he is, very little, or there's been a shift in communication. Because in the 3D, 5D is there's a 6 of fire, there's victory, but in the 3D, he's still in this place of needing to integrate and to be the hermit, to heal his sadness here, right? The 3 of air, the sadness he feels, he's needing to be the hermit. So those of you that are concerned that you're not hearing about from your divine masculine, or you're not hearing about from him fast enough or in the way you want, that is a reminder that is part of what's happening in the 3D. So, all right. So we have, let me just clarify something here. So, okay, so his overall energy, let's compare it. So we know the King of Fire, we've already talked about that. He feels really good in the 5D level, but where he is right now in the 3D is he's in a place where, even though he's like King of Fire, he feels like he's mastered his, conquering his challenges. In the 3D world, he's still in a place where he's not seeing the beautiful thing right behind him. The opportunity beckons card. So he's here, he's contemplating, he's trying to connect with intuition. He's in the darkness with the stars showing them that there's beautiful light here, but he's kind of forlorn, looking down, and he's not seeing the opportunity right behind him. So, but it's beckoning him. So in the 3D, he may have some inkling that there's something beautiful coming, but he's also still not quite turning around to embrace it. And if you see here in the card, there's the twin flame sign. And this card has been coming up a lot for my readings as well, with my personal readings. So he's not quite seeing how this blessing will come to him, because he's not quite ready to turn around. And if he turns around, it'll be a lot easier than he's making it. But he's still just, taking a pause in his overall energy. So how is he currently feeling about her in the 3D? So we know the Knight of Air, he wants to move forward with the relationship. He wants to move forward with moving towards his feminine, but he's also doing it very strategically. But even on a conscious 3D level, love abounds here. And this is a beautiful card, a new beginning of love coming in, because it's a 1. But what you'll see here is, here's the heart and the third eye, but then there's light coming from above and also illuminating and connecting to the earth plane. So this is really about the truth, which is about the blue, but being illuminated, being grounded, but also connecting to divinity here. So he's seeing from his feminine, even in the physical world, how there is an opportunity here with her to have a new type of love that he's never really had before. Because that's really something that it's a bit of a realization and a come to Jesus moment, if you will, not, of just, wow, like it could be better than I've had before, and I don't even know what to do with this. So how he's seeing the relationship, we've got the Chariot for how he was seeing it, but then for how he's seeing it in 3D is he's feeling alone. So he's in a place where he's going through a bit of a challenging time. The 5 is about integrating those difficult lessons that inevitably are the ones that are really good for you in the long run. But he's not sure how to move this forward. So his higher self wants to move it forward with the Chariot and move forward towards his feminine. But in his 3D, he's not sure how to do it. Okay? He's still like Because remember, look at the overall energy here. The opportunity beckons, but he's not looking at it. He doesn't know how to get here. And he's feeling in the physical world that he's feeling all by himself. Okay, so he's searching for the meaning. His unconscious mind has the answers, but he's like kind of out here all by himself. So, let me see here. What else with that 5 in the minor? So it's feeling abandoned. He's feeling insecure. And he's really feeling like he's lacking emotional support right now. He is feeling alone because he hasn't connected to his divine feminine in the way that he wants to, in the way that's possible. And he feels like nobody really understands his needs or cares about him or whatever. And because maybe he's tried his other relationships before and they're leaving him wanting more, feeling like he's not getting the connection and the love that he yearns for in his heart. So, there's definitely still some work to be done here relating to the relationship because he really wants it on a soul level, but in his heart, in his physical world, he is feeling alone. But what's interesting about that is that could drive him more towards action, because we have a lot of fire here for action. So it's not necessarily a bad thing in any way. This could actually trigger him to go after what he's wanting, which involves taking some risks. So the next is, what is his current challenge? And, we obviously went through the 8 of Fire, having a lot going on. And this is the Master. So this is the major arcana equivalent of the Devil. So the Devil is about, what I love about the imagery here for this archetype is the fact that he's trying to master and, ego versus his heart. Okay, so here's what I love about this card. So this is a battle between his head and his heart. So his heart is illuminated here from the inside. It's radiating from his heart chakra, yet he's trying to contain it in a jail. So this is the ego trying to contain his heart energy. So this 8 of Fire is bringing up a bunch of stuff for him, and his ego is trying to contain what his heart wants. So his head is getting in the way during these battles. He's got to connect to his divinity and his intuition to really get through this challenging time. But this to me is such an indicator of, his heart is ultimately radiating even out of the bars, but we want to open this up so the heart is released. So in the 3D, he's battling his head and his heart a lot as he's going through these challenges on a spiritual level. So he might be giving in to temptations. There might be some codependency there, and that could be with karmic partners. It could be with family members. There could be a battle here relating to parents and the expectations of parents. So interesting. So what's hidden right now is, as we talked about the wheel, but on a conscious level, 3D level, we get the lead card, which is the Emperor in Major Arcana. So stability. This is about the Emperor. The Emperor energy really always feels so much like the twin, the Divine Masculine. I see the Emperor and the Empress, coming up a lot together in readings. And so what's hidden from you is that he's in a place where he's in a soul level, karma and destiny and his work and things are turning for the better here with the Wheel of Fortune on a soul level. But he's also in the 3D trying to create the stability more than you probably know. I know a lot of the Divine Masculines are very much in a place where they're trying to be the best of themselves so that they're worthy of their Divine Feminine counterpart. And so in the 3D world, he's likely moving very much towards that. And so he's examining right now the role that he wants to play in the relationship. Okay, that's coming through really clearly as well. in that, is he going to take the lead, or is he going to be led by somebody else? You know, a solid relationship is give and take, and maybe he's been the leader in the relationships in the past, or maybe he hasn't been the leader in the relationships from the past. I don't know. But there's got to be an even exchange of energy. And so in the 3D, what's hidden is that he's being reminded to guide and not dominate. Okay? So maybe he's been with karmic partners that are super strong and they take the lead and he sort of sits back. Or it could be the opposite. But he's moving into a new phase of where a relationship, especially with his divine counterpart, is going to be a lot more dynamic and interactive in supporting each other, and a lot more supportive. It's not one dominating the other or vice versa. So this is what's hidden from you, Divine Feminine, right now, is that this is something he's trying to figure out. It's like I see an image of him like trying on a new hat and seeing what that's going to feel like. And he wants to wear the hat, but he also knows he can change the hat and wear a different one the next day. It doesn't always have to be the same hat. And that's a totally such a random analogy, but it's coming through, so I need to share it. So hopefully that message resonates and makes sense for you. So the next is, what does he want you to know? Is this 3 of air is crown chakra. So as he's going through this healing process, he's having to wake up his crown chakra. He's connecting more to his crown chakra. He's having the spiritual growth. He's connecting more to his intuition more than he has, because he's healing some really big things. So this is a reminder that even on a 3D level, he's realizing that he's needing to turn more to his spirituality to help him through this time than he maybe has had in the past. He could be doing some meditating consciously to connect to his higher self, to help him through this hard time. Or he just might be being more spiritual than he has in the past. So that's what he wants you to know. And then what does he need from you right now is, remember, the 9 of air, Divine Feminine, you're to remind him that he's not in this battle by himself. And what he, in the 3D, is a well-deserved reward. See how he's standing up on top of the big blocks, and the light is radiating and illuminating. He's victorious. He's victorious. So he's feeling like it's interesting, because here he's feeling like he's not sure on a soul level, but on a conscious level, he's feeling well-deserved reward. So he sees you. He might be looking towards you right now, Divine Feminine, as the reward that will be worth going through all this stuff. Okay? Which I find that really interesting, because a lot of times, sometimes it feels like the Divine Masculine doesn't quite see that, but what's coming through here is that he sees you as the potential reward for this, or that, hey, you know what? I'm going through this crap right now, but I might have something so much better in my future because of it. But on a soul level, he's needing to be reminded that he's not alone in the battle. He's probably feeling like he needs to be this guy here who's done it all by himself. But guess what? On a soul level, he's being reminded he's not doing it all by himself. He's doing it with his Divine Feminine counterpart. Interesting. Okay, so now I'm going to pull some romance angel cards for how he's feeling right now, going in with his new energies coming into the new year. 3 cards, please, for how he's seeing his Divine Feminine right now. 3 cards, please. And we get religious factors. So yeah, your love life is being influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path, which is what we've been talking about here, right? His spiritual path, connecting to his intuition, breaking free. 2 more cards, please. And we get codependency. Yep, that energy was right in there for sure, which is here. Codependency, addictions, it could be unhealthy patterns, past relationships, karmic partners, family members. So that's a clear message of what's happening here with something with the Divine Masculine. And 1 more card, please. A lot of times the relationship with the mother can be a very codependent relationship, unhealthy dynamic. And I know a lot of masculines I've read for have had that as a theme, but I also know that it's obviously sometimes it could be with the father figure, in terms of how his father had parented or not parented, or gave, had expectations for his son's role in the family. So again, very consistent messages. One more card here. And pay attention to the red flags. So this is reminding him to pay attention to the times where other people are influencing what matters to you. And the red flags, I don't get the feeling, this doesn't relate to the divine feminine per se. This, to me, all combined together, feels very much like there are things hitting him right now, all from all sides, that are challenging, causing him to have spiritual challenges. He's feeling alone in a relationship with this divine feminine. However, what he needs to do right now is to pay attention to when these things will influence him. Okay? Because remember, he has to take the lead in his path and in his spiritual journey, and not let, this feels very familial to me. All of these three together. I mean, this has everything to do with his environment, karmic partners, family members, his friends, people that don't understand what he's going through. So this is just reminding him that he's got to pay attention to when those family members or people that are well-meaning don't get the journey. They just don't. They're comparing it to things they've never had experience with personally, and it's a very common theme. Now, I do want to pull an energy card, please, for the Divine Masculine. For how he's feeling about his feminine. Or actually, I should say, energy is between the two right now. All tied up. So he's feeling all tied up. He's feeling like, it's feeling like both parties are going through things and they can't quite move things forward as they'd like. But there's a lot of light and radiance in this card. It's about the partnership, it's about the twins, but it's also just about right now, things are kind of just delayed in the actual union. Things are moving forward under the surface, and they're definitely progressing. However, there's just a bit of a delay right now, and other things happening and impacting the union. And, lack of motion or sense of personal freedom. So it just feels like things are stuck, and you're not moving things forward, but and it might be feeling like you're just like, I just can't do anything. I can't move things forward. However, are you somehow, either you masculine or feminine, are you somehow doing things in have we created a self-imposed jail? Or, so these are just some things to contemplate. And I'm going to end, well, actually, you know what I'm going to do? Because why not? I'm going to pull a tarot card from this brand new deck that a dear friend of mine just gifted to me for Christmas, and I've never seen it before, and it's beautiful. It's called the Wild Unknowns Tarot. And I feel like there's a lot of dense, not dense messages, not dense, but like this is a very symbolic deck. And I'm not as familiar with it. But I do want to just pull one card for the Divine Masculine as a wrap-up. Not as a wrap-up, before I get to the wrap-up with Archangel Michael. One card, please, for the Divine Masculine. And we get the Daughter of Swords. So this is about thinking a lot, and it's the wise old owl, but they're surrounded by all the different beautiful light of the chakras. So this is about thinking, moving, kind of like it's communication about what he's thinking. So I feel like this card is saying that he's really, again, thinking about how to move things forward, how to communicate. Because when he thinks about you in the 3D, he knows love abounds. So here he is, being wise, thinking in the night, black and white, and with all this radiance around him, all these sparkles supporting the different chakras and the spirituality of the relationship. So, all right. Well, that was, and in fact, I'm going to look up what that card is here, because the descriptions are always so the Daughter of Swords is about being honest and insightful. It's a young woman whose honesty and insights take her far in life. People truly value her frankness. She learns from keen observation. There's a potential for her to hold on to those experiences, become spiteful and judgmental. Yeah, so that's what this is, right? He's feeling alone, could be getting angry, spiteful, feels like, why is this all worth it? I don't get it. And this is reminding the Divine Masculine that it's all for the higher purpose, okay? To not get into this ego energy, the ego energy of the devil. Don't let this guy win. Let this win. Because if you follow this, you won't be feeling like this anymore. All right. All right, lastly, I'm going to end with an advice card from Archangel Michael. An advice card, please, for the Divine Masculine. For wrapping up this year and moving into the next. What is your best advice, Michael, you have for the Divine Masculine right now? And yes, I realize my candle has gone out. I am totally out of candles, and so I'm at the very end of these. I need to go to the store. So sense of humor. Oh, Michael rocks. Okay, so he's reminding the Divine Masculine to have a sense of humor through this, because these are a lot of heavy, heavy energies, okay? There's a lot of good here when it comes to how he's feeling about his Divine Feminine and the relationship, but his struggles he's going through, Michael is just awesome in reminding the Divine Masculine to just try to have a sense of humor. Yeah, it's a hard time, but remember this. This is a big part of getting through the ups and downs of the life's journey. So Divine Masculine, when you're dealing with these people that are trying to tell you what to do and trying to tell you how to think and how to live your life, just remember, people are people. They're always going to be people. And the more that you can maintain your sense of humor and groundedness and not get caught up in the battle of the religious factors and all this, the better you're going to do. All right, everyone. Hopefully that was a helpful reading for you. And if you want a private reading, information is down in the box below. And I'm going to be doing the Divine Feminine and the Union readings coming up as well. So in the meantime, an abundant love always. Bye.